Hey guys, and welcome to the Southern Tirol in Italy. And so far my introduction, because you are all here to find out more about the new Audi Q3. I've driven this car for a couple of kilometers already, so I have formed an opinion. I'm gonna tell you first with the things that I absolutely love about this car, and then I'm gonna try to come up with some things that I like less about this car, because I believe all the car reviews should be like honest, and there's always good and bad things about it. To start off with the good things, and first, the great thing are the looks. I'm not even gonna start about the amazing turbo blue color, which kinda reminds me of the RS2 Avant from the childhood days of mine. Absolutely love cars, still one of my dream cars, but great color, because in the past SUVs were kind of like meh. They were available in like boring colors, and a lot of people who would buy them, they would have to wrap them. If you do not like this color because you say are from Holland or other similar country where you should not express and be like more simple and like casual black. Speaking of Holland, is this like, this is not scripted, totally not. Well, typical black Dutch Audi. Then of course you can get it also in gray or in other colors. But anyway, another thing regarding styling, I absolutely love the way the Audi is going. I love the more aggressive design in comparison to the previous Audi model, Audi Q3, because, and I'm honest about it, some car manufacturers say we want to have less aggressive design because we want to appeal to more people. Me personally, I don't think this is a good thing. Another thing in the front, while we're still on the outside of the car, the LED lights. I was absolutely impressed, and I told you LED headlights by Audi, especially by R8, are one of the best ones out there on the market. I hope I'll get to try out this model in dark environment later on in the night. Another thing which is in the front, sorry that I keep like mumbling, but the engine, this is Audi Q3 45, which means it has 230 horsepower and 350 newton meters of torque. When I was invited to test drive this car, I was like, just a Q3. And if people are like, if you are familiar with my channel, you probably know that I'm more oriented with sports cars, driving them on the Nürburgring where I'm based, and I'm like, just a Q3. This is not a RS Q3, which is at some point gonna come out. But actually, after having driven this car through the mountains all the way going uphill, I must say that this is more than you need. And if you, let's say, live in a country such as, going back to Holland again, or somewhere else where it's flat and you're like not in the mountains where we are right now, then the 35 model is more than enough with 150 horsepower and 230 newton meters of torque. So again, great engine, absolutely loved it, especially with 7-gear Astronic gearbox. You're always in the right gear, but I'm gonna get into detail more in that. So let's first jump inside, show you more of what I absolutely love about the interior. The design, and first I'm gonna start off with my most favorite feature, the amazing virtual cockpit in all the recent Audi cars and Volkswagen Audi group. It's just simply the best thing. Okay, at this point, after this much praise, it could sound biased, but let me tell you that although some cars come with a heads-up display, in certain circumstances this is simply not enough. But this virtual cockpit, just let me tell you that once you get used to it, you cannot live without it. So let me show you the type of screens you can have. For example, here's a view button. When you press it, it can narrow the screen so you have more information like the RPMs and the speed, but I like to just have the GPS on here, not be distracted, and know where I'm going, because you have the speed here anyway. Then once you go to the left, it goes to the phone screen. Right now I'm recording from my phone, so my phone is not connected to the car, but you can call your latest contacts or send a text message. Then the playlist, your music playlist, and then more information about the car, so like the driver assist, and when you scroll, for example, up and down, it gives you more information about your trip, etc, etc. The same goes for the other screens. You can use this wheel to scroll through the playlist, and then once you press OK, obviously it selects this menu. Then there's an extra button here, so you can go to multiple media sources, or for example, if you go to the GPS, you can, then again you have extra menus. Then here, sound, etc. speaks for itself, does not require any further explanation. Cruise control and light control. Speaking of light, here lots of cars have still like a tumbler that you twist, but here like you just have simply auto, and then when you press it, it also gives you information on the virtual cockpit, what exactly is happening, what mode you have selected. So just simple button. Then you have the all-weather lights that you can switch on or off, and finally the fog light, and that's pretty much it again. Then the door handle, I must say I very like the design, the way you open it. Things I don't like, however, while we are here in this area, is the position of the window buttons, because my hand is right now right here, right? So if I want to put it down, I kind of like have to go back, which is okay for those first two, for the front windows, but for the back, it kind of makes me in an awkward position. I didn't really like it, to be honest, so if it would have been more to the front, that would have been a lot better. But apart from that, there is nothing bad to be said. Then there is the main screen. Let me say it immediately. I'm quite often scared that there would be too much information or just too much useless information, but in this case, everything speaks for itself. So on the home screen, you have the radio, media, telephone, and apps, etc. And then just a bit of more options like messages, settings. You can add some extra shortcuts and help. So it gets you some usage tips and a setup wizard. But going back to the main screen again, when you go on radio, obviously it speaks for itself. There's not many options here. You can also go through here to the shortcut. So this is the radio, this is the playlist, the drive select, and AC and other similar options, parking aid. So again, you can change all the settings, the volume, and you probably already noticed that, yeah, it's kind of fingerprint sensitive, but I must say I've experienced other cars which is a lot worse than that, but a quick wipe solves this issue. This is the price you have to pay to have a nice piano black finish. Driver assist, again, a couple of options you can switch off, like distance warning and Audi Presense. So this is, for example, switched off, but when you switch off Audi Presense, it says deactivated until the next time it is started. So the other options you can switch off and they will never come on again, but this is for the safety reasons. It will come on again. Rest recommendation switched off, lane departure warning, etc, etc, etc. Speed warning, you can also actually set the speed limit if you're driving with winter tires, for example, or if you want to give the car to your kids, I don't know. Let me just switch it off. And then traffic sign based speed limit, if you go, for example, 10 kilometers per hour over the speed limit, it will say warning, hey, chill out, because you might get a fine. Then further on, and finally you have the GPS screen. Then going further down, you have a start stop button, and I like this spot here. It's pretty convenient. It's not somewhere there hidden that you sometimes don't see behind the steering wheel, or somewhere in other place where you can accidentally hit by going, I don't know, trying to grab a drink from your cup holder. Of course you have to be very clumsy, but those things happen. I just want to say it's a nice spot here. Volume regulations, I mean, you're gonna operate it from the steering wheel, but I guess this is meant for the passenger. But for the rest, it's pretty empty here, and that would be my other design question. If you know, like, the recent design language of Audi introduced from the A7 and A6, you have 3 screens. I mean, 1, 2, and 3. So this kind of like, if you want for more, you have to go to like a higher range Audi model. And then here you have the drive select, so you can go like browse through the modes like the off-road, efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. You can get extra setup. Yeah, there we go. All the drive system, suspension, and steering. Then we go back. Then you have the traction control. If you press it once, it's gonna say, okay, it's an off-road mode, so it has restricted stability. And when you keep it pressed, then no, it's now on, so we keep it pressed one more time. It's gonna say it's completely off. If you want to do some winter drifting or something, I don't know why you would want to switch it off. Speaking of traction, I must say that it's simply great. The tires are just casual street tires. It's not like high performance version like PS or a Cup 2 or PS4S, but the tires, the casual street tires. And sorry, Audi, but I mean, I did my best to try to break traction, but it wasn't possible. So amazing, thumbs up for the drivetrain. I mean, in general, you will not buy this car to break traction, let's be honest. But what this means is this car is very stable and safe to give, for example, to your kids, or buy it for your kids, or buy it for your wife, or in general, just have it as your own family car and have your kids in the back, but you always know that you will be safe. Then going further down, you have like the deactivation of the start stop. And then finally we have the park assist, but in these environments I cannot demonstrate it to you. And then finally at the bottom here, very not unimportant, wireless charging for your phone. Convenient spot. It's rubber coated so your phone will not be sliding around, and it's great. I think alternatively you could stick it in here, but it's kind of a weird spot if you ask me. Finally, regarding multimedia, this car comes with optional Bang & Olufsen sound system, which has 15 speakers, and the sound is great. This SD playlist that I showed you earlier is pre-configured by Audi, and it's great, it works. Speaking of which, there's a SIM card connect, there's a SD card connect, you can turn off the airbag if you're having your child on the front seat. And again, this is a pretty convenient spot because some cars have it like somewhere in the trunk, and this is just like, yeah, this is not convenient. Now, speaking of the comfort, like I told you, I already have driven a couple of 100 kilometers, and those seats, the S-Line seats, are amazing. I mean, if you are a follower of my vlogs, you know that I'm kind of critical regarding comfort, especially if it's like not good. I have pretty sensitive back, then I'm gonna say straightforward is just bad. But in this case, having driven mountain passes, mountain roads, going from left to right, accelerations, lateral g-forces, etc., etc., it's comfortable. But then I found out something else. So let's just go completely to the back. Okay, so here we are, and I'm almost perfectly flat, and this means this car is NAP approved. Yes, I sometimes say that fatigue is more dangerous than driving with having drank some alcohol, and sometimes it happens that I need to take a nap somewhere on a gas station or something, on a parking lot, and yeah, in that case, this is a great option. Or I mean, if you're waiting for someone and that friend of yours is just like way too late for an appointment. And those seats, apart from being able to go almost like 180 degrees flat, which makes them comfortable, there's another feature which makes it NAP approved. A big issue from many seats is actually the lower back stability, and let me show you here. So over here in this case, this part kind of sticks out, thereby there's never going to be like a hole in your lower back if you're taking a nap. Is this a nap review? No, I'm serious. I mean, just like I'm telling you that this makes me appreciate this car, and I would definitely consider buying one just because it can take amazing nap. But okay, let's go to check out other more important features of this car and why I would buy it. Let's proceed to the back part of the car, and first the back seat. I am 1.83 m. What I want to say, so pretty tall driver. So if I would be a passenger on the back, I would still have plenty of space. Look at that. And if you're obviously a shorter driver, you can have even more space. Furthermore, on the back you have the AC vents and then 2 USB ports. That's very nice, speaking of connectivity. On the front, by the way, totally forgot to mention, there's a USB-C port because, you know, modern technology. Okay, speaking of the space, let's go to the back and check out the boot space. And actually Audi was, during the presentation, the Audi representative was talking very proudly about the fact that if you fold down the rear bench, you're gonna have like 1500 liters. Let me do this fancy thing. Ooh. There we go. Awesome. It's actually the first time I ever do it in my life, because I'm like, you know, I don't have such a fancy car myself. But as of now, already enough space. You could kind of like, you know, just sit here, maybe lie down a bit and enjoy the mountains and bikers driving past. But if you like find the front seats not comfortable enough to take a nap, let's fold down the back seats and see how much space you're gonna get then. It's actually, speaking of which, it's very easy to do so. So we have here a lever that you pull, and then the seat falls down, and then it's actually cannot go put up again unless you pull the lever back, and then it will go up again. There we go. So that's pretty convenient, can prevent some uncomfortable situations. Okay, now that the back seats are down, I also moved the passenger seat a bit more to the front. Let's have a look, and just a reminder, I am 1.83 m for comparison, and let's see, well, just have me for scale. Yeah, you could definitely totally sleep here if you're a tall person. Oh, there we go. Okay, bye. Nice. That's pretty cool. Okay, so another thing that I'm thinking of it here, what could be better if I would use this car like this? I wouldn't mind a panorama roof, because I mean, I can enjoy the Alps from the back view, but then I need to open the trunk for yeah, for better view. So yeah, another thing that I'm thinking of, which is like not good, well, not good, but there's something that Audi cannot absolutely do anything about it is the OPF, the particle filter. I couldn't hear any exhaust notes, so who knows, maybe it will be fixed with the RS Q3, or you have a bit of a more sound, but you could hear engine a lot though, and especially the turbos pull up, so this is great. But then again, I don't think you buy this car to show off. So, a quick verdict. I would definitely buy this car as a daily. Maybe nearby future if I decide to start a family, like, you know, more than just 2 people. For all the space that it offers, for all the connectivity, the easy, and well, it has everything you need in terms of power and drivability on the public roads. And the looks, it's also amazing. I mean, I would definitely get it in the turbo blue color. Especially speaking of the price, 33,500 euros. In Germany, base price. So yeah, depending on the country you are from, it can be a bit more expensive than that. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's the first time I do this type of thing for like a non-performance car. So let me know if you want to see more. Let me know what you want to see different. Let me know if you would buy this car, if you would consider as a daily. And yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, like, share, and see you next time when we are going to, I don't know, maybe drive cars, maybe do some food, because food is also an important part of the channel. And while I'm standing here with this car, it makes me think that I'm becoming a lifestyle vlogger instead of a car vlogger. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.